Welcome back, everybody. It's pretty much fine. I'm Kat.
And I'm Carol.
Welcome back to America, Carol.
I made it back reluctantly.
We missed you.
I thought about claiming asylum when I saw the signs for it when I got to London.
And you should.
It was like, let us know if you need to claim asylum. I was like, okay.
That's confusing, though, because all I see is, like, asylum. Like, is this a trend? Are we...
Like, they just have a straight jacket waiting for you in the back.
They always have Bedazzled to bring the ultimate callback.
God, yeah,
to
first episode.
The first episode, okay? So, Bedazzle my straight jacket. Years have passed, but one thing never changes.
Yeah, so true.
I'm still mentally decapitated. Incapacitated. Checking no. Why is every job asking me if I have a disability? I'm not telling you, so no. Why would you ever admit that? Like, it's almost like, will it help me because they have, like, a quota of disabled?
Not anymore, they don't.
True. Or will it hurt? How would it not hurt me, like, to apply to a job and be like, I have, like, an uncomfortable amount of ADHD? I would never hire anyone that admitted that out loud. Like, it's almost...
Well, that's illegal.
Well, yes, but they'd obviously just say, like, you know, found some other girly.
I'll never forget when I was at work and we brought in, like, a new accountant or something. Like, it was something, and she was nice. She was a nice lady, and, like, a couple days she was gone. And we were like, so, owner, what happened? And she was like, oh, she was just too old. And I was like, oh, you literally just admitted that you fired her for being too old. Okay.
Oh my God, I've literally, it's like we're about to do the horrible bosses episode, because I've had the same experience where we were doing interviews at one job, and the boss was literally my age. It was lawless, but as I am, so yeah.
Yes, of course.
And same thing, we were hiring people, and it was like, they're like above, like everyone here is kind of in their 20s. It was a restaurant, just for it to make more sense, and it's like, okay.
And
like, I don't want to be throwing off the vibe either, but you can't say that out loud. Like, you have to lie. That's what the world is run on. Lies. No one's here telling the truth.
Yeah, you're supposed to hide, like, for some other reason. Say it's because of their work performance or something.
Exactly. There's unfortunately so many reasons that you can lie about.
Yeah. You could come up with so many excuses other than just saying the truth.
Yeah, so these rules are put into place.
But you chose to say the truth.
It's all a facade.
Yeah, that's facts.
Everything is a facade. Even, like, not growing up thinking like you're thinking about HR as you grow up, but
I'm just really worried about
what is HR like. You think HR is for you, or at least I went into the workforce like, I'm so glad I don't have a complaint for HR, but I would if I could, I could if I did. And then you learn one day, like, no, sweetie, HR is just the middleman between making sure the company stays A-okay. Yeah. So when you go with your little report, they go, all right, I wish you didn't come into the office today to tell us that, because we're going to have to get the fuck rid of you, okay?
Like, you're fired.
Yeah, you're literally fired, even though I'm the cutest little sweetest lady that you make small talk with at the coffee stand about my daughter and how high school is going for her. I'm going to have to chop your ass.
Oh my God.
Because you confided in me thinking I was here to help you. Even the joke, like, HR, this has all been on another facade.
What do you mean?
The joke, yeah. Like, oh, well, talk to HR. It's like,
they're trying to entrap you.
Unless you plan on not having a job by next week.
Yeah, true. I would ask you how your job hunt's going, but I figure that's off the pod fodder.
It's going. I've not quit, and with, like, you know, the amount of procrastinating I enjoy doing, that is pretty impressive. But, you know, at least this is real. But there's a reason people are not always, like, divulging realness, and it's because I have to admit to you all that I've not had one single interview. And that's embarrassing to say.
It's not
But I'm reading out here in the world that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So come, everybody, let's talk about it.
Definitely not embarrassing at all.
Out of my job. And I can't. I'm trying so hard. I'm like, any marketing job, any single one that's like hybrid and not constantly checking like how I'm doing every day would be just the perfect job for me.
Yeah, you'll find it. Don't worry. I'm confident.
You're very positive. You're very confident, and thank God that makes one of us.
You just gotta keep trucking.
Dark. It's getting dark.
Yeah, looking for jobs sucks ass.
I mean, I want the exact reason. I don't care how much it hurts. I want like, that one line on your resume didn't work for us. I want some fucking feedback, even if it's gonna piss me off. Because I'm like, yeah, right. That's one opinion, you fucking loser. So glad you're not my boss. You have terrible taste. But
I don't want to work for you anyways.
Subjective. My resume is art. It is subjective. You cannot tell me if it is good or bad. It is what it is. And what it is stating years of experience. Just let me apply my skills.
Yeah. You'll find something. I'm sure of it.
Something's wrong with that resume, though. I don't know what it is. I don't know where to go. Well, yeah, but do you have a miracle up your freaking sleeve? I just don't know where to go from here. And I would like to say, on a completely different topic, you walked into this podcast like upset about your messy bun, and I don't know, what do you guys think? Take it to the comments below.
God,
kidding.
yeah.
Don't. Love your messy bun.
So I literally had the perfect messy bun that I like slept in, and then it just got like messed. Like I fixed it in the morning, and then it just like looked perfect throughout the day. And then I was like, you know what, let me just try and perfect it. And I can't get it to look the same, probably because it was like extra messy because it was like slept in, and then now it's just
you can't ever recreate that.
So I really was a fool.
Unless you're Blake fucking Lively.
Yeah, I was a fool for thinking I could recreate it, and now I'm mad at myself, but it's whatever. We're still trying to figure out the short hair, how to like
I love your short hair. We have not even had a moment to say Carol cut her hair before she left for Europe. Very chic of her. Thanks. And it's just so cute and perfect, and she's so cute and perfect. So
yeah, I loved having it cut right before because it was just like, with my hair type, it's so just like thin, flat, whatever, like don't have to do anything with it when it's short especially, so it was perfect for just bebopping around London and Paris.
She bops. She's booping. Yeah, she was in London. She was in Paris.
Yeah,
she liked Paris more than London,
whatever.
if anyone's wondering.
Yeah, we can get into it.
She'll keep texting me about, I'm moving here, and like have no idea how much like I'm at the edge of my seat wishing it was true.
Me too.
And I know it's not true. So
well, you never know, because Keegan also really loves Paris. So
come to me with the truth.
He also found a service. Like, I was telling you how expensive it is to fly your dog. So basically, if you have a large breed dog and you want to take it overseas by air travel, you have to like get a semi-private flight. Like you have to go in with a bunch of other people that also want to take their dogs overseas. You can't like fly with them in cabin. Like you'd have to fly them underneath the plane, which like for me it's just like
disgusting.
I can't.
If you've done it, I'm glad they survived.
Yeah,
because
I can't do that for like
I would spend the entire flight just like my
panicking.
child is the next horror story.
Yeah, like
of an airline.
He would also just be so scared. Like just that alone. Like he would be
that
terrified.
Alone,
like he's not used to that at all.
I can wholeheartedly, and there's a lot of times on this podcast where I add a bunch of like prefacing just for safety measures. I can confidently say, fuck no.
Yeah.
My dog's not going underneath a fucking plane, no matter how much I want to pack up and move to fucking London and or Paris. Yeah. I would be sick. You're right. The thought of their little eyes, like,
and you can't give them
gross.
Like water and stuff in their kennel.
Oh,
so like, yeah, like
this should be illegal. This should not be a possibility. This should be like, and it also shouldn't be as expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair that the options are that basically.
But Keegan,
here we go.
He found a cruise line that like is literally centered around people that are like moving from like United States to the UK, and they like, you can travel with your dog on the cruise ship, and they have like a kennel master that's like in charge of them, and you're allowed to go like visit them. You can't have them just like around the cruise ship like chilling. Like you can go visit them though, like for like 2 hours per day or something, and like play with them. So I was like, okay, that I can get behind, even though the thought of getting on a cruise ship, that's a whole other thing. I've never been on a cruise. Cruises give me anxiety, I think. I don't know how I feel about them. I've never been on one. I'm really scared.
Well, not even London Tipton's dog, Ivana, was invited to go to Sweet Life on Deck. So that adds up, quite frankly. I think her name was Ivana. I hope I'm right.
I really
am. It's so seared
I'm
into
positive that you're either right or that's what the name needs to be.
Or like so close.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
I have been on cruises, and at the time, it was the best thing ever because I was like a tween.
Yeah.
Not even teen, I don't think.
Did you go to the kids club?
No. So, perfect. Let's stay on topic here. Let's stay on topic, which is anxiety, you fucking freaks. Welcome to where we talk about having that pesky thing that we call anxiety. And to wrap it all together, I think this is another key point. You've asked me this question recently, things from your youth that you were like,
Yeah.
I definitely, like, things are not normal up here.
Things are normal.
No. That not going to the kids club on a cruise. Because when I was little, my brother didn't go either, because I have friends that grew up at, like, cruises was their family vacation, and they had those things. They lost their virginity on those cruises. Like, they went to that fucking kids club, and
they clubbed it up.
And they were no longer a kid when they finished that night. They graduated into the next stage where you lose your fucking imagination because a penis went inside of you.
Is that when your imagination
That's
dies?
exactly what happens. It goes, enters inside of you, and then boom, you can no longer play pretend. A section of your creativity gone, sucked out of you by this nasty little vacuum being shoved into your nether regions. Absolutely horrible, chaotic experience. And on a cruise ship, no less. Like, that's just sickening.
Yeah, that's a little much for me.
I actually know at least one person. I won't say if they're a friend or not, just to really keep it inconspicuous. But they had... Now, if you're a conservative person, you must cover your ears. They had anal...
On the cruise ship?
On the cruise ship.
In the kids club?
I hope, definitely not in the kids club, okay? We're going to keep the kids safe at least one more day. But...
Oh my God.
Yeah. So those cruise ships can get dirt nasty, but let me tell you, that is an experience that I did not have, and a shock to no one. I was wearing weird headbands, looking like fucking shit.
I miss your
My
headband
teeth were
era.
growing out of my gums, like, actually, but not where they're supposed to grow out of your gums, like up, like vampire region. And it just was not a time that I was, and I'm happy about that, because I got to have my imagination a lot longer than others,
true.
and that's okay. That worked for me.
You'll
even
win some,
though
you lose some.
all my younger friends were like kissing boys, and I was like, so you don't want to play house anymore?
You're
That's
over
so
the Barbies.
horrible. Oh, I'll never forget, like, a younger friend saying, like, I really can't play house with you anymore. I kissed a boy for real this time, and I don't know how I'm supposed to pretend anymore. And I'm supposed to pretend anymore. And that does make sense, because they rip it out of you, those young men. They just rip out all your imagination.
That does not make sense.
You get one kiss, and you're like, all I care about you. The boy craziness happens. You don't care about playing you don't care about anything innocent anymore. You're like, more of that, I feel validated. A man can, at that age, validation is all based in, like, crushes and that's unfortunate, but it's fucking true. What else do you have to live for? Because now we're all distracted by taxes. Thank God I have an uncle for that. And all these other things that, like, you don't even have time for crushes half the time. And when you're younger, it's like, what's on the docket today? Oh, yeah, I'm obsessed with this man.
That's true.
At the time, boy.
Yeah, boys.
Whoa. Men only for me. Whoa. Nice try, internet. Nice fucking try to twist my fucking words. Nice fucking try. Gotcha. Red-handed.
Oh my God. Calm down, Reddit.
Reddit, I'm literally undercover cop catching your ass on this podcast before you even freaking cuff up.
Before you even have the chance.
Nice fucking try. Oh, did you start that little thread? Boom, squashed it. You bitch. Bitch goes for men and women. I feel the need to always.
Oh my God. Yeah,
it's
you're always
heartbreak.
clarifying.
They call me Clarification Cleary, sister.
Do they? Is that what they call you?
They officially do. Clarification. Claire. Should have named me Claire Cleary.
Oh my God, that would have been great. Oh, the street we were staying on.
We wouldn't be here today if my name was Claire. I have a close friend named Claire, and she doesn't, like, have the essence of the Claire I'm envisioning, but Claire Cleary is not Catherine Cleary. We would not be sitting here today. Claire Cleary has a fucking full 401k, life plans, 10-year goals. Catherine Cleary, she's sitting here with you today.
Oh my God. Well,
Looking
I
for a
like her
fucking
better. The street we were staying on, or like near in Paris, was like Rue de Clery. It wasn't spelled the way you spell it, but I thought of you every time.
I was gonna say I didn't get a picture. Oh, thinking of me in Paris.
I was.
With me in Paris, or with you in Paris, with my favorite fucking animated film, Anastasia.
Love.
Together in Paris.
I need to
We got
watch
there.
that.
I think I'm
haven't seen it in
very
so
much
long.
due for a rewatch. And you know what I didn't realize? I was listening to a podcast that was talking about Anastasia. And I felt so fucking seen. I wish I could remember what podcast it was because I honestly want to re-listen and just soak it in. But they were talking about how it, you know, it's actually a really dark story. Like the family that it's based off of was all slaughtered, including Anastasia. And
It's kind of like when you find out that Pocahontas wasn't real. Or that she was real, but she was
horniest
literally
Disney movie
kidnapped.
of our generation.
Like she was
I
kidnapped.
will never forget how horny
She did
that
not
movie
go
was. They make
willingly.
out twice. They make out twice. That was my only takeaway. They never kiss in Disney. They make you wait to the very fucking end when they're getting married. And Pocahontas was making out in those cornfields. It was amazing. I was like young and just like, more, baby, more. So yes, overall the story, bad, stupid, wrong, not accurate. But I mean, art is inspiration, not good. But at least we did learn. I had good takeaways from that movie. Like it's so funny
like the environment is good. You got to take care of it.
Good environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Save the
environment,
earth.
Yeah. Save it. But no, we mean that. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Who's
for
looking
sure.
at you, kid? You know who you
I have 2 recycling bins, so don't want to hear.
Oh, I just compost and then I eat like leaves and stuff. I don't even make waste.
Really?
Ever.
Do all your trash, you can keep it in like a mason jar. Have you seen
Yeah,
those
I've
videos? People be like, this
Yes.
is all the trash I've had this year. And it's like this tiny little
That
thing.
is so impressive, and they deserve so much more than they're getting.
You do deserve. I would also
getting-
be making a video being like, look at this.
No, me too, because I deserve it. I deserve the world to know that I worked that hard on trying to help the world while
No one else
freaking Bridget's
did.
over here throwing her Happy Meal outside the left window of her fucking car, little sicko.
The other day, I was behind a car and they like opened the door, dropped some trash, and then like closed the door. And I went to like go get out of my car and literally take it and like go throw it in their window or something. But then I was like, I live in South Carolina. Like they probably have a gun. So I'm not going to go up to that car.
You can't be. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going to do
based
that.
on area, you have to be extra safe for sure.
There's signs literally all over, like, you know, those flashing road signs that normally say like caution, roadblock ahead or something. There's one that's just like in the middle of my street that says like lock your cars or lock your guns in your cars. Don't leave your gun in your car unlocked. Like scary. I'm like
That's
in the
not even
Wild
something
West.
I've thought of like a car theft being someone taking a gun and being
Yeah,
like,
it
"All right,
happens
guess
all
I'll
the
use
time
this right
here.
now."
And there's literally
That's-
no concealed, like you can just carry a gun in South Carolina. Like you don't need a license. You don't need anything. You can just
Quickly
bring
things
it
can
anywhere.
change when you can just carry a gun. Anybody see the finale of White Lotus?
Oh yeah, that was good. I watched that.
You know
on the
how
plane.
quickly things can fucking change? A lot after 8 episodes in 1 second. A lot fucking changed. But yeah, we were talking about cruises, eh?
We were.
I love that. It's my favorite part of these ramble episodes, which we cherish. Okay? I don't know if you have any still stewings from Patty, if you were throwing shit out in the wrong container or what, but moral of the story is we're fucking rambling because we're back. We're a day late. I don't care who knows it. I said it. No, cut that out. They don't even need to know. They won't notice. We're not big enough yet.
Can you stop? Negative
No,
Nancy.
they'll notice. No, I'm just like playing both sides, like confident, but also like humbly aware.
I don't have any still stewing or survived it, but I did come across this memorial in London that was for all the animals that died in war. And it had this huge plaque that said they had no choice. And I just started bawling my eyes. Like, it was so sad.
That's fucking horrible.
I'm gonna cry. It had like a horse. and an elephant and like some dogs. And it said they had no choice. And it's true.
They had no truth. They didn't even know where they were going that day.
No.
Or they probably had an inkling that something fucking was afoot. Something was amiss.
Probably.
Because of their beautiful, amazing, gorgeous instincts that we'll never understand because we don't understand animals. Back to Pocahontas. You don't fucking know shit about the land you landed on, motherfucker.
But
you're gonna walk around here
tonight.
and think you know so much about this land that you're gonna also invent Blue Origin and go to outer stupid fucking space. Who the hell do you think you are? You are just one man. Get over yourself. I'm so sick of this legacy bullshit. We're all going to die. Dead. Gone. Even if your grandchildren talk about you, whoa, how cool. Who fucking cares? Like, it's beautiful, but you won't be there for it. And do you need to spend your whole life proving something just for, like, a few fucking history? Fine, a bunch of college classes talking about your bum ass? I don't fucking think so.
Yeah, the animals didn't need to go through that.
Ego check. Yeah, the animals always have to suffer at us. It's so fucking, it's ridiculous. I have to fast. You have me watching this bullshit ass Southern Charm.
This is my
and I have
greatest
to
accomplishment.
fast forward through the episodes that they're hunting. Cause I
Oh yeah, there's
I'm not
a lot
perfect.
of
I'm not a
hunting
vegan
fodder.
yet. But I can't take a single thing about animal death. It's disgusting because they did nothing wrong. Like humans, even though I'm never happy a human died, like people that are horrible, you're like, I mean, it's not like we were upset when we found out Osama bin Laden was dead. That was huge, happy, joyous news at the time. And when has an animal died and people rejoice? Besides fucking the sickos killing them. That's my question.
Yeah.
I still have not recovered from fucking Blackfish. That's the worst thing I've ever tried to watch. I didn't
my
finish
God.
it. I couldn't. It broke my heart. I didn't want to be on the same planet. I wanted to get in Blue Origin and just go because I don't want to be on the same planet that fucking
Callback.
the disgusting establishment SeaWorld is. And how this documentary can be made and it's still happening.
They still
It's
have
like everything else in life.
animals
What is
in
even the point of
captivity.
these documentaries? Just to fucking, so I have to know that I have to continue to live in this
It's so
fucking
you
life
stop
where
going
nothing
to SeaWorld.
changes. Nothing changes. Nothing ever changes.
But they're not doing great. They're doing worse than they would have if that documentary was never made. So I'm glad it was
Then
made.
what are we even doing?
We got
here?
the word out. I love that documentary. I honestly watch it maybe once a year.
You have an illness like that guts me. It guts me. The fact that they're crying when their babies are taken, like
It's so sad.
animals don't even like. They just should be super dumb because them having to suffer and be as smart.
Yeah. Because they're probably like smarter than we are.
Oh, I mean, orcas certainly seem to be.
Yeah, them with when they were going around destroying all the yachts. Was that
was
last
sick.
summer? Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah,
He
the water's
missed a
not
couple.
for us. The water is not for us. I would like all the orcas to get together and break the fuck into those like prison cells of SeaWorld and get them the fuck out of there.
Me too.
Because
Too bad SeaWorld is in Orlando, which does not have access to the ocean. That's a
that's
bummer.
why it makes even less fucking sense.
Honestly, true. Can I tell you something funny that happened on my trip?
Of course.
We
I
went-
think that's what the whole world is kind of waiting for here. Pretty much fine.
We went to this place on Sunday, and when we were in London, and we got Sunday roasts because that's like a big thing there, where it's like, you know, you have like your choice of like meat, and they have like mashed potatoes, vegetables, Yorkshire pudding, which is like the big like piece of bread that like blows up. It's so good. Well, like it puffs up. It's like a loose like pancake like batter almost, and you like put it in hot frying oil, and it like puffs up. If you Google it, you'll see exactly.
Not
what
sure why I didn't have that when I was over in London.
Yeah, did you get a roast dinner? That's like a thing that they do on Sundays apparently.
I couldn't even tell you one fucking thing I ate. Except that place Greg's, everyone's obsessed with the ham.
I
roll
didn't
or
even hear
whatever.
about that. I missed that one.
Guess
Anyways,
we'll have to go back.
we were all there. Keegan and I were there, and like the table behind us was like a mom, a dad, and like two adult children. I didn't know their dynamic, if they were brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, what. But then Keegan said he was like watching because my back was to them, and he was like, he had the view of everything and I just had the view of him. So he was like informing me of all the happenings going on in the restaurant. And they like, the bill came and the boyfriend was like, oh, like I got this, you know, it's on me. And so he like gives the card, and then like the waitress comes back and is like, so the card declined. And like the dad had to pay. And I was just like, oh my God, that would be so embarrassing.
Is
like,
it the thought that counts?
you're like out to dinner with your like girlfriend's parents. You're trying to impress them. And then
if
your
they're
card
young
declined.
though, that's sweet. Like if he was like a little like,
I mean, they were
like,
definitely like closer to my age than not.
it's
So,
sweet. He tried.
no, it's the thought that counts, but it's embarrassing.
I would just be like, I've been having a lot of fraud. Obviously, I have a ton of money in that account. Gonna provide for your daughter, no problem. But a lot of fraud going on my card right now. So makes sense. Thanks to my bank. So glad they have my back. I'll just send them a quick message and drinks after on me or something. No worries.
And then the card declines at the bar.
No, then you're like going back to the bartender like, please, I fucking need this.
Like, I'm begging.
I would as a bartender be like, all right, I'll comp it.
Yeah.
I'll comp it for you.
And then you lose
For
your
romance.
job.
They'll never know. They'll never know. I said I had a long night. It was for myself. I was working hard for you. That's one thing I miss about my shitty little brewery job. Yeah, I said shitty. Because I had a good time with all of my friends. Like, we were in our own TV show. Freaking Cheers up here in Boston. Cheers Next Generation. But
I love Cheers. Great show.
some people say the one in charge of the place had to go and put a damper on everything by being themselves. But what I miss is just you're off your shift and you just pop behind the bar, pour yourself a beer.
Yeah, that's nice.
I come here often.
I'm a regular.
Order myself food. It's free. Like, what a good time that was. That was
Yeah, that is nice, like having a job that feeds you. When I worked for the like hockey team, we would sometimes have like our sponsors would like bring in, like we had Jimmy John's as a sponsor, and so like every week they would bring in like a big thing of Jimmy John's sandwiches. Like that was nice. We'd get like random like free meals.
I miss me, Jimmy.
Free Chipotle. It was
Actually,
nice.
I don't think I like Jimmy John's, but we could.
Oh, really? You don't?
Well, not the sandwiches. I could have sworn, and I could have made this up, but in freshman year at Alabama, Jimmy John's was like, I think I'm conflating memories with the Cecil the lion that should have never died. I'm just saying. What? I think Jimmy John's was involved in some like fucked up like hunting.
Oh yeah, the like CEO is like a big game hunter. He like killed a lion. Yeah.
And I say stuff like this, and it's like, I've not investigated every single thing I've ever eaten or bought from or used, so it's like
very selective outrage.
But once you do know about it,
yeah,
it's kind of like, all right, well,
yeah.
But if it was free, I'd be like, at least I didn't pay him. You know, I gotta eat.
Yeah, that's how I felt when Keegan and I were in London. We went to the like Harry Potter set tour, which was so cool. We got to see like
I saw you holding a wand.
Yeah. We got to see all the like different props and stuff, and it was so cool. But right at the beginning, they play a video, and J.K. Rowling's big fucking
get her off
transphobic face was on there, and I was like, they cut her out of her like the like reunion special. Like, why did they not cut her out here? Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to be reminded.
Let's stay consistent with cutting out J.K. fucking.
Yeah, like get her out of here. And Keegan was even like, that's weird. Like, why? Like, I don't want to see that. Because honestly, I really sucked that whole time because I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, fuck J.K. Rowling. But here's my thoughts on that. The horrible things that she said, transphobic things, she's just not a good person. And she's not even done. She's got more to say. Yeah. She won't shut up.
She won't.
Doesn't negate like all the hard work that everyone else put into those movies, like the set designers, the people making the costumes, like all those people deserve their flowers in my opinion. And it does seem like the franchise is like righting that wrong. Like in the most recent Harry Potter video game, for example, they had a transgender character, like, and it didn't even felt like a token type thing. Like it felt naturally integrated into the story. So it feels like they're trying to right their wrongs, but they definitely pissed me off with that little video at the beginning. I was like, get out of here. Stupid bitch.
Get the fuck out of here. What is her psyche? Because she is so fucking lucky in the sense that she wrote a thing that has worlds.
I know.
Harry Potter world left and right all over the place. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I can't even
then
imagine the money. But yeah.
It's a real fucking shame. Where's my girl Suzanne Collins? Is she good? I don't even know. Because I love the Hunger Games, but what do we think about Suzanne? What's Suzanne out here doing?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes when you don't know, that is a good thing because they're just not.
Yeah, I feel like it's better to not know. Honestly, this is like relevant too with an actor that I really love. I used to always recommend his books to people. And then I read his freaking autobiography and I was like, oh my God, this man is literally a piece of shit. He's a rapist.
What man?
William Burroughs. I mean, I guess it shouldn't be surprising because he was like, you know, in the like beat poet generation. Like he was, what's the time period?
God forbid you're just deep. No, you're a fucking weirdo.
No, he literally was a rapist and was talking about like raping men and having like sexually assaulting them in his autobiography. And I was just like, this is the man who I've been like recommending everyone like read his books.
Was this a confession or an autobiography? I'm a bit confused.
It was so disturbing and I stopped reading it. Obviously, once I was like, oh, this man is not genius. He's not profound. Like he's actually really, really icky. And it's like,
I'm so sick of being tricked by men in that way.
Yeah, I really thought that he was like this genius, but he's not. He's a piece of shit. Disgusting.
You know,
person.
A lot of artists are just, their whole persona is just what we project onto them. And who even knows who the fuck they are?
You know what? That is such a good, profound point.
Whoa.
I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while.
I'm now thinking about it. Because, like, when it comes out, you're like, wait, what did I just even say?
Oh, my God.
No, because I know, like, I don't ever want to meet Taylor Swift. And, yes, that's my go-to example of who I think of as, like, the most, like, which it's cool that yours was, like, a, you know, niche author. But I just mean, like, the ultimate example of that for me is, like, I don't want to meet her.
No, I mean, I wouldn't
just
either.
Want to project onto her of what she is.
That's a safe bet.
And that's all I want, and I don't need her. Because at the end of the day, the art does become about you. You don't love an artist because of them. You love an artist because they connected something of you.
Yeah.
And so now you fucking ride for their asses because of how seen that you feel.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with them.
Yeah. They're just like the facilitator of the thought.
Ooh, they're facilitating your feelings, bitch. That's why I want to know, like, marketing strategy and everything. Because, like, they are facilitating things. I was reading an article about Emma Chamberlain. It's now, like, on my fucking goal board. This article was breaking down how she became so big. And just it was that the relatability, a girl in high school sitting on YouTube raw as hell telling you about her anxiety and depression. Hello, we're right here. They broke down like a lot more than just that and how she's continued to do it throughout her career. And I'm just like, yeah, that. Because they even said in that article, like, people gravitate her because she became some vision of themselves, you know?
Yeah. That's true. People like really project
stuck up here
their like image onto other people, and that's all admiration really is. It's like trying to find pieces of yourself.
Usually, you know, that it's like, oh, you're not what I imagined, because it's the same as like a insane crush that never works out. They're never what you imagined.
The one thing,
stinky little boy.
The one example I always think of when I think of like don't meet your heroes has got to be the Girls Gotta Eat podcast when they interviewed Chelsea Handler. And they asked her like questions about her sex life and stuff. And she was like freaked out and like didn't want to answer. And like it was so uncomfortable and so awkward. And it's just like the definition of like don't meet your heroes. Like what they talk about in their books might not be what they want to talk about.
Okay, but I'm going to need to know what
podcast.
happened that day, because I will put Chelsea Handler on like the top list of my heroes. Also would be terrified to meet her, but then again, she's befriended Hannah Berner. She's befriended a lot of comics that I jive with. So then I'm like, was it her fault? I don't know, and I don't think I'll know.
Chelsea Handler's fault?
Well, like her fault is in like giving the bad interview and whatnot, or did something happen beforehand that rubbed her the wrong way? We'll never know.
Well, she said that they were late, and that was like the first straw.
Oh, maybe Chelsea ain't gonna like me, sister. I'm gonna have to lie to myself.
If you were late
about
for
the
that
time of our
important
No, I don't think I physically
would kill
could be
you.
late for Chelsea Handler unless I was just so afraid to go that I couldn't get my feet out the door.
No, I would never let that happen.
Thank you.
It would literally drag you.
No, that is lore. That's so random. I need to know what happened because she was gone on many podcasts, including Call Her Daddy, which is a sex podcast, not an anxiety podcast. Let's just make that very fucking clear. It's a sex podcast. Seems like that's getting misconstrued.
It's an
It's
celebrity
so trendy
interview.
to be mentally ill. We wanted to do this before fucking people started raising their hand that they're in therapy. Let me tell you. Let me fucking tell you.
And we're not even in therapy, so.
Also, I would like to say, we're not. Wait, don't tell them. I'm seriously so close. We will be in therapy. Carol has been once in therapy. I've been in therapy once. Told that story. Don't need to tell it again. Moral of this story is they went on another podcast or Chelsea's gone on many podcasts and comfortably talked about that. So I need to know.
Yeah.
Was it deeper and what was it? Because they still bring that up.
It must have just been like the vibe was not there. She wasn't feeling it.
I don't see them jiving.
I think she didn't like them and
personally.
she was like, I don't want to answer your stupid questions anyway.
Yeah.
So let's just
That's how I see it going.
wrap this
I'm
up.
I'm not trying to say that they're terrible in any way. I just think Chelsea, she's not messing around.
Yeah.
She's not going to fake it. She's the opposite of me. There's not a people pleaser ounce in her body.
I respect that.
Me too. And I hope when I'm 50 and hot like her, I hope it to God that I am doing the same and that I've healed because she went to therapy late in life. Okay. I just want to make that clear.
It's never
Great
too late
book.
to
She wrote
make a
great
good
book
change.
on it. Cried throughout the whole book.
Wait, what was the book?
It's a one like she's holding an orange. Names are not my thing. I will always lose credibility for not knowing the name. But it's great. I read it and I listened to it, which
Ooh,
says
you
a lot.
double
And I
dipped.
love her books because obviously like she narrates. Oh, it's so good. It's like there's an orange on the cover,
No,
so
I
hopefully that'll give me some ounce of fucking credit over here. I love saying I'm obsessed with people and then like not being able to name things. But I'm not a man retaining the whole fucking starting lineup. I can't. There's no room for that. I have other visions.
You don't know
and
where
thoughts.
every podcaster you love went to college.
Never. I don't even like every podcaster I love drops by the day. Like we're fighting for our lives out here because it's hard work to keep people entertained. Life will be the death of me. Jesus fucking Christ. And she's peeling an orange on it, which she tells that story of that in the book.
Okay, good.
Because I think her therapist used that as some type of
A metaphor.
tactic, which I can't remember. I'm gonna honestly re-listen. I don't remember it, but you have a still doing or survived it for us?
Yeah, a little bit. So we went to the Eiffel Tower and we went up to the top. And there's like two different ways. You can like walk the stairs or you can go on the elevator. And we just like purchased the tickets for like actually, no. There was only one option left for the tickets and it was like the full elevator ride. So we were like, whatever, we'll just do that. So we're like waiting in this line to get on the elevator and then like someone is like talking and comes up behind us and they're like, oh, like I think it's over here, whatever. And like tries to like bypass us, like bypass the line and basically like cut to the front. And Keegan was like, no, line's behind me, ma'am. And so they're like, got all kind of like, they didn't say anything, but it was like a look.
No one likes to be checked even when they're doing something wrong.
They didn't like getting called out for trying to cut the line. And then it came time to like get onto the elevator after waiting for a while, and they were like behind us, and like the elevator was like pretty much full, and so I like get in and like there's not really much room for me to go forward anymore. Like my body is pressed up against Keegan and his back is pressed up against like other people.
That's an elevator I wouldn't even want to.
Oh my god, yeah, we were
how old is that
in there?
Elevator? Is there a new updated
It looks pretty
inspection
new.
sticker in that bitch? I mean,
I think the elevator was
freaking-
relatively new. Like it definitely wasn't added like at its inception or anything.
Okay.
It seemed pretty safe except for the fact that they were cramming people on. And then the three people that were behind us shoved me, like pushed me so that they could get in. And so then I was like literally in the center of this elevator, like squished in, like my arms squished, my front, my back, like completely pressed. All four sides of me were pressed into people.
Fucked.
And it just had like a timer at the top of like the elevator telling you like how many seconds you had until you were at the top, and it started at like 30, and I was like, oh my god, I'm literally gonna die.
I don't even think I like the timer.
I know.
But maybe it's there for like, you're so close.
Yeah, like, that's what it was there for. And I was just like counting down the seconds to like get the fuck out of this elevator with everybody. But yeah, it was so stressful. But then we were at the top and it was beautiful and everything was fine. So
Did you kiss?
oh yeah, we did, baby.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Light it up. Literally. Light that thing up.
Yeah, it was a lovely trip. Other than that,
Did you get any Parisian skincare like I had spent so much time?
I didn't do
Spent way
any.
too much of Paris at those fucking pharmacies.
Oh really?
I'll tell you that.
I mean,
one
I can't
lady in the
speak.
trip is like, my daughter's told me all of these things I need from TikTok that are at these pharmacies. And then I got locked in on it, researched a bunch of stuff, and then I was obsessed. Every time I saw one, I'm spending 30 fucking minutes in these goddamn fucking pharmacies, which I'm still using the stuff. I will say, found
That's
the
good.
best makeup primer I've ever found in Paris.
I have like I'm allergic to something that's in skincare, but I don't know what it is, and I need to figure it out because every time I try something new,
I want to do a fucking patch test
I-
with an allergy. I don't think so.
Yeah, I hate doing that shit, but I need to because I'm allergic to like everything, and I haven't had it happen in Paris or London. I like started to get an allergic reaction to the laundry detergent that was in our Airbnb, so that sucked.
Really, you're gonna have to find out what this little
I know.
allergy is.
I
But
like-
there's nothing more of a challenge than figuring out what your random ass allergy
I know
is.
you have to like go to the dermatologist and they like prick your arm with like a million different
Good
things.
luck getting an appointment.
Yeah.
And this time, this economy.
Yeah, I need to do it though. Blech.
Can everybody leave me alone?
I have so much
I'm trying
admin to
focus.
do. I have multiple doctor's appointments to make.
Admin is impossible for me. I think Mimi Cleary, thank you for everything.
Does she want to
because
schedule my appointments too?
You can ask. You can definitely
Keegan
ask.
makes my dentist appointments.
That is what I'm looking for in a
And-
future partner. You better be making my appointments. I need just, again, an assistant for a boyfriend, which I had a whole joke written on, but then they literally were having back-to-back on Giggly Squad and basically did the whole thing. And I'm like, well, cross that off.
Take that one off.
But I'm glad me and Paige have something in common. What an honor. What an honor.
Yeah, he makes them for me. And when I went, like the woman was like, "Oh, it says here your husband made this appointment for you." She was like, "That I've never seen that before." She was like, "I only ever see the
that's
wives
gotta be
making the
rare.
appointments." And I was like, "Yeah, if he didn't make it, I would not be here." So that's why I made it.
Unfortunately, I've had a job where I'm the one being like, this doesn't happen, like making the appointment. I've had, that job before. And so humble. Just so if you guys know, if I do make it, I've had a lot of humble beginnings. Okay? A lot of them. And when a girlfriend or wife would call to make an appointment for their partner, I would be like, probably if you listen back to the recorded phone call, it could cost me my job. Because I'm just so annoyed. Like, you can't just... As if I ever want to call for myself, like just judging in a hypocrisy. I'm doing it. And I'm sitting there in my head like, you couldn't have your fucking punk ass boyfriend make his own appointment. Like, you're his fucking assistant, which is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So the irony is not lost on me. But I sit on the other and that's what humanity is. And I think people can't accept that. Humanity is just being a big fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
And finding joy
Having
in that.
layers.
Having layers. So onion. So onion. And that's
Oh
why
my god, I
always
watched
cry.
Shrek and Shrek 2 on the way home on the plane.
That's sweet.
It was
I can't wait for the next one, even though, like, I think the storyline is just, like, one child. And, hello, we left off and they had, like, 30 kids.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't watched
What, did you send them off? What are you, John and Kate plus fucking 8? Where are they? Who are they? We all knew they wouldn't turn out okay.
Yeah.
Let's just watch on TV time and time again. People just traumatized one year after the other. New show
Traumatizing their
after show.
children for a paycheck.
Oh my god, I mean, Southern Charm is wrong. This is a case study.
Well, at least you're traumatizing yourself. Okay, I guess later on there are some children involved.
This is a fucking
But
case study.
It starts out with just adults.
No, these adults are the children, which I can totally relate to. I'm like, Shep, must be nice that you got a fucking penis strapped to you
Oh
and you
my
can
God.
be 45 and have the same storyline you had at 35.
Literally.
Because, boy, oh boy, do I wish that wasn't the constant stress I feel every single fucking day, is to grow up.
Yeah.
But I'm a woman, and then I'd have to, like, people are like, oh, you can always just adopt. What? yeah, I hope I'm successful enough. You fucking freaks. Everyone's just like, oh, you can always make a bunch of money all of a sudden and afford to do this, and that. It's like, can we be a little realistic here?
Yeah.
Just a little. But I am going to be realistic. I'm going to be fucking rich.
Yeah, there we go. We brought it back.
Manifestation. That's how you have to do it. Manifestation. I'm not good at manifesting because I do everything wrong that they say. Like, if it's true that you have to speak things into existence,
Yeah, you do the
no
opposite.
wonder my life
Like,
is fucking shit.
you speak the worst things that could possibly happen into existence.
But every time I try to speak positivity, I just, my own tomato, like, oh, boo. It's just like, it's so hard to take my own self seriously.
You got to
like,
work
yeah, that's
through
cute.
that.
That's cute. You thought.
All right, well, we got to wrap this up.
We gotta go. We gotta go. We got to go. Well, bye. Tell them where they can fucking find us, Carol.
You can find us at Pretty Much Fine Pod on Instagram and on TikTok, and Pretty Much Fine on YouTube. You can also email us at hello@prettymuchfine.com with your still stewing or survived it stories. If you enjoyed this episode or this podcast, do us a huge favor. Drop that link in your group chat, share it with your friends and your enemies, and leave us a review. Go on Apple or Spotify. Tell us what you're loving about the show. It really helps us out.
Yes, that. We're going to see you guys next week. We're going to go ahead and hang up this rotary ass phone. Our rotary phone.
Yeah.
Nobody else's.
Bye.
Ka-ching.